will be showing you how to set up a print and cut design in Silhouette Studio. So the first thing that we want to do is grab our design. We're going to go to File at the top left-hand corner and Open. Or whatever you get your design. You may be able to copy and paste it in or drag it in. But mine is on the desktop, so I'm going to go to File, Open, make sure my desktop's selected, and pick my image. Right now, I will be putting this caramel curve design on some shoes. So it's the first time that I'm going to do this. We're going to cut this design out, and then we're going to put it on some shoes for the first time. So bear with me. We're going to die cut this design. So I'm going to move it off of our regular page just so I can see what we're going to be cutting out. First thing that I always do though, y'all, is change our page size. To change our page size, we'll go to the right hand to the page. It says Open Page Setup Panel. You'll just click on that. We'll change the width to 8.5 by 11. Our normal sheets are of vinyl that I cut are the 12 by 19.5. So that's what's already preset in my machine. But we're going to print this on regular dark heat transfer paper. But you're going to do the same thing if you were printing on sticker paper or something like that. So same process for print and cut as if you're doing stickers or if you're doing heat transfer. So our design is over here on the left. The first thing that I want to do is go to the butterfly, which is our trace tool. It's on the right hand side. Like I'm circling it if y'all want to look. Go to select trace area. I am going to draw a box around the entire image. I'm going to have to do this in 2 steps because unfortunately, the way my silhouette is set up, it will not do this in 1 step. So I'm going to do this in a couple steps, so bear with me. I'm going to move the threshold over and move it over till everything is highlighted. If you can see, her legs and her skin tone and her arms are not highlighted. So that means we don't have enough selected. We're going to select the entire image. So we're going to keep going. 80, I'm at 90. 90 looks pretty good, but we still have some holes around here that I'm trying to fill in. So let's go a little bit further. 91. All right. So I say about 94. 94 is good. Maybe 93. Let's go 93. And we'll trace and detach. That's at the bottom. So while that's thinking, what it's going to do is it's going to cut all the way around the entire image. So now we're going to click on the design and move it out the way. And we don't need any of this. It actually cut all of this too, but we don't need any of this. So I'm just going to select all of this and delete. So this is all that I need. If y'all see here between her arm and her back and little booty, it has a still white area. And in the spokes of her wheels, it's still white. I want all of that to be cut out for my shoes. So I'll select the trace area again, and I will select those objects. So the next step that I'm going to do, I think you only can do it in the designer edition, whatever the other edition is called. I have the designer edition. So whatever the edition is called, I think that you can do it. So I'm going to hit this dropper tool, and this is our select by trace area. And I'm going to click trace by color. And I'm going to click on the white area that I want it to be, that I want to color. I want it to trace. And again, I'll move the threshold and highlight it. And this dropper will trace literally any color that you select. So if I select this pink right here, you see how I select it, highlighted the pink? So you could put it on in whatever color you want it to highlight. So for me, I'm going to do white, and I'm going to do all areas. So right now, at first it was at the single area. I'm going to do every area that's white. And if y'all can see in my wheels, we got all them little speckles. I don't want that. Because that's going to cut, and I don't want all those things to be gone in my design. So I will move our threshold over to the left this time, not to the right, to the left. And I think probably around 11. 11 is good. Yeah, 11. And that gets me the inside of her checkerboard and her outfit. It gets me the inside of her arm and then the spokes. So I think that looks good. And then I'm going to trace and detach again. So it's gonna think for a second and then it's gonna delete. Hopefully. We're gonna pray it does this right. No, it is. I promise it will. So come on, computer. Y'all computer may go a little faster than mine. I think that I have too much stuff on this thing, so I need to erase some stuff. So next, I'm gonna click on her and I'm gonna move her out the way. And y'all see how all her wheels and stuff gone? Perfect. She's perfect. And I'm gonna delete this because I really don't need this stuff. Delete. So now I am going, this is my sticker or my decal for my shirt or my shoes for these purposes. I'm gonna click on her and I'm going to, I resize images from corners. Some people resize from the middle. I never do. Or unless I'm trying to fit something perfect into a specific space. But I resize from corners because I like to keep my constraints. So I'm going to make this around 2.5 inches is what I think it needs to be. All right. Image down to, I guess, 2.5, 2.6. Yeah, this is good. Perfect. So now what we want to do is set this frame up for a cut. In order to do that, we're going to go back to the page, which is in the right-hand corner again. And we're going to go to the third tab, which is registration marks. We're going to turn our registration marks on. And I'm going to restore the default so that, you know, it goes back to what it normally is. Let's see, restore defaults. Okay. What I do is I make sure that the length of the registration mark is always long. And then the thickness. The thickness adjusts how thick this line prints out on your printer. So I always push that all the way up to 1. And the next thing that you want to do is make sure that your design is not like inside of this border, because otherwise it won't cut properly. So you want to make sure your design is there. Let's see. Let's go back to this page area. I always go to show print border too, just because. And this other bottom is cut border, but you don't really need that, but you can put that on there. All right, so this is it. Let's duplicate this because I need 2 of these, 1 for each shoe. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now that we're at our silhouette machine, we got our image off of the printer. It looks really good. It has the registration marks in each corner. We're gonna load our image onto our cut mat. And make sure that your registration marks is not turned upside down. Make sure that that square is in the left-hand corner, or however your registration marks look on your computer, make sure that they look the exact same way when you load them onto your cut mat. So we got it on there, and then we're gonna load. And I'm going to go ahead and press send. And like I said, guys, this is our HOV heat transfer paper for dark. What our Cameo is doing right now is it's reading the registration marks so that it knows exactly where to cut around our caramel curve logo. So fingers crossed, we're gonna hope that this, fingers crossed, we're gonna hope that this prints perfectly, or cuts perfectly. It's already printed perfect. All right, guys, let's unload this and see what it does. I'm just as excited as you. Pull one up. Oh, it's perfect. Look at that. It's gonna be perfect for my little shoes, y'all. Look at there. And I'm just pulling this all the way up. Usually, well, it depends on what you're doing, because sometimes you want to keep it on the carrier sheet so you'll weed around it. But I just need this part to put on my shoe. It cut perfect. So let's go head over to my shoes so we can see how this is gonna look. All right, guys, so let's apply this logo to the shoe. So this is our shoe here. We are going to, and it has a zipper on the inside of the shoe. So on the outside of, this is my right shoe. Yes, no, my left shoe. So this is my left shoe. On the outside of the left shoe, we are going to put the Caramel Curve logo here. And this is heat transfer vinyl. Remember, this is our HOV for Dark Transfer Paper. And we have created this cut design and silhouette, and we're gonna apply her right there. So in order to do this, we are using this tool here. It's a quilting tool. I actually bought this on Amazon, but I heard that you can buy this at Joann's also. So it's like a quilting heat press tool. So we're gonna use that tool, and I'm gonna turn it on and put it on medium heat. It has a low, medium, and high. And when I read the instructions, low is like 200 degrees, medium is like 300 degrees, and high was like 500. So we're gonna put it on medium because that's what our temperature needs to be in order to heat press our vinyl. So our design is gonna go here. And we're actually going to put some vinyl on these shoes also in another video. So stick with me so we could do that too. So if you're interested in customizing shoes using vinyl, I got you. So anyway, to do that, this is a Teflon sheet. We sell these at houseofvinylcrafts.com and also in store at 7901 Earhart. But this is a Teflon sheet, and you could just put the Teflon sheet right over where you want the design to be applied, and get your tool, make sure it's heated up. This one is hot. And you just place it onto the shoe. And I'm just gonna do it at the top and take it off so y'all can see how it's adhering. If y'all can see already, the design is sticking to the shoe. So I am going to apply the design with this Teflon sheet. Make sure that you use a Teflon sheet when you're doing this, because if you apply this heat element tool right onto your leather shoe, you're gonna damage the leather. That's one. And number two, you're gonna burn up your decal. So this Teflon sheet is gonna serve as a barrier between the two, which is gonna protect both your shoe and the decal, because you want both of them to come out really nice. I know you do, because I do too. So we're just gonna hold it in place for 10 seconds in each spot, just so that we seal it. Because you know, when we are sealing our heat transfer vinyl anyway, we do 10 seconds at 300 degrees. So we're just gonna do that same thing for this design. And I think it's good, y'all. Let's see. All right, yes, yes, yes. So now y'all see we got our Caramel Curve logo onto our boots. So thank you guys for tuning in to how to do a print and cut using our HOV for Dark Transfer Paper. This can be sold on our website, houseofvinylcrafts.com. And like, share, subscribe, and make sure you turn on the notifications so you will be notified when we have new videos. Anyway, see y'all later. Thanks for tuning in to the True Crafting Crew. Bye.